coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Victimizers beware. The racist and bigots' greatest nightmares. Social justice warriors. Get triggered.
It's the bias response team.
If you've been offended, your feelings must be defended. Go! The freedom of expression is a microaggression. Here comes Angela Frey. He's always ready to fight fascism with fascism.
Starbucks windows don't stand a chance.
Ethic enhancer. He's a systematic racism finder. Using the powers of screaming and shame, they win every debate by calling your name. They're heroes who think that they're victims. Social justice warriors.
Every single person of, that's intelligent, hardworking, ambitious, had dreams and goals, has abandoned England in the last 200 years.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of
Down to Papa Roach, bleed 182.
the power of one, the power of two, the power of
He's gonna make a great stepdad for
Listen to what I'm saying, and you will understand, perhaps, what I'm trying to imply
That's very
here.
patronizing.
Yeah, I am being patronizing. I don't know who the you are, and you're over here chirping all the way from London about Palestine.
Stepping time!
Palestine.
Stepping time!
Palestine.
Stepping time! Stepping time! Come on, mighty!
Palestine.
Stepping time! Stepping time! Stepping time!
Palestine.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme, stepping time!
Palestine.
It's astounding. This mortal really is something else. Look at that brilliant form. There can be no doubt. This is the true power, complete in all its majesty. This is Autonomous Ultra Incel.
Engines roar through the ash-gray skies. The wasteland burns, but hope won't die. Every screen's a twisted lie, built to break us, make us comply. They poison the heroes, rewrite the tales, turn legends to dust, leave us frail. But we're not done, we won't bow down. Through the wreckage, we'll take the crown. Steel hearts ignite, fire in our veins. Freedom's calling, breaking the chains. They can't erase what we already know. HyperDrive now, let's fucking go. HyperDrive time, we're burning the night. Blazing through shadows, our stories ignite. Will all the fans come ride with me as we laugh at foolish hypocrisy? HyperDrive time, it's now or it's never. As long as they rule, let's fucking go forever. Forever. Oh, forever. Forever. Go forever.
Yeah. All right. Good to be back once again. It's HyperDrive time. Of course it is, ladies, gentlemen, and nothing in between. Why can StreamYard never make up its mind whether I need to be completely full screen or bordered? What is this program, and why do I continue to pay money to them every freaking month for this amateur hour shit show service? Well, I suppose there's nobody better around at the moment. So anyway, ladies, gentlemen, and nothing in between, yo, and welcome once again to that show, the one that provides you with the services that you need more than anything else on the internet today, to another voyage of discovery, racing through the waste of the internet to the further reaches of sanity on another never-ending quest to rid the universe of a what now? The worst thing on the internet? Absolute bollocks. That's right. That's right. Now, of course, before we set off, please ensure that you keep your brains inside the vehicle at all times with your eyeballs firmly screwed to the screen. Before we have a look at who's here today, like the stream. If you are here, if you are enjoying what you are seeing, hit like. If you even think you might, just hit like the stream.
Like the stream.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're liking the stream. We're liking the stream and we're pounding super stickers. Gotta love that. Got to love it. Thank you very much already. Smash JT, I see you, buddy. I see you. Now, of course, who is here? Let's have a look. Some of you guys are already trying to call me late and gay for 45 seconds of delay, but that's up to you. Maybe you're a little highly strung. Some of us have things we got to do, but that's okay. Nameless is here. Once again, Nameless. Second day in a row, you beat me to my own show. Hey, that's nice. I appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. Sorry, I was kind of busy making sure the show would be good. But anyway, it's nice that we have that support, and I appreciate you for it. Yanni Giventa is here saying, buh. That's buh. Well, but to you too, buddy. Buddy. Damn. Straight out of 80s there. Paulie Shaw style. Here he is, Nameless, saying, Will of the Fans is the new late and gay. Well, somebody better tell my wife. Anyway, at the same time, how can you be late and gay? Late is cool. Gay, I mean, gay hasn't been cool since Shooty Gatwa arrived on the scene. Dementia Sweets is here, says, Oi! Yeah? What? Oi, oi to you too. Sheila B says hello, folks. And hello to you too. Dividing Dragon, shout out to you, buddy. Happy non-denominational blessings for everybody. Sardox here shouting, Palestine! Palestine! God damn, man. That was a cringe accent. Everything Hassan does is cringe, though. Dude is a weird little himbo lipstick lesbian champagne socialist. Lipstick lesbian. What the fuck am I talking about? Hail all. Hope you're doing good, says Hani Mahui. Hey. Right, Valkyrie's here. Says hail. Shout out to you too. Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know how you did that with the lettering, but it makes it hard to find your name in the credits. So if you're not in the credits, you're gonna have to tell me so I can add you to the credits. Alrighty, everybody's doing really good now. Great to see you. And of course, we've got Smash JT, who has decided to set the gold standard, the example for the entire show by dropping $4.99 before I ever even did anything to earn it, like a pre-stream legend absolutely would. Shout out to you, Smash JT.
Drop it.
Legend. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you. Part of the triple bill, of course, of what is now me for 2 hours, Hypno for 2 hours, then Smash for like however long he has. At the end of which we basically all end up gaming either at the same time against each other or they'll be teaming up against me. At the end of which I get double teamed Hypno and Smash, which, by the way, sounds like something you will get arrested for doing. So watch out for that. Any chance anyone here has heard of a little show called Doctor Who? I know. I bet you have. I bet you're fucking sick of me talking about it too. Well, the feeling's mutual, buddy, because I have had enough of this show. I have had enough of this damn show. It is driving me crazy every damn day. I'm kicking ass apparently though, so that's appreciated. Thank you very much, Smash. I'll be back to watch you probably later as always. But yeah, one of the reasons Doctor Who sucks its ass so much now is because of the relentless virtue signaling. And this is not just Doctor Who, obviously. It's everything woke. This is the thing we hate about it. This is the thing that people like JDA don't understand. Woke isn't just insert black person, insert gay person, insert lesbian, insert woman. It's doing all these things in a way that makes you, as a person watching it, feel like you are stupid and a Luddite, and that the people making it are trying to tell you that they're better than you for having a more sensitive knowledge to the plight of people who are super duper oppressed, and that means that you don't have any problems in the world, and that's got something to do with your skin color, which of course is a virtue signal. It is of course also massively racist, because you can be racist to anybody. You can be racist positively, you can be racist negatively, you can be racist any which way you bloody want. And anyone at any given time may feel like that is something that is being done to them. And the correct answer to all of this, by the way, as it always was, is since any true systems of oppression actually did get knocked out in like the 60s or whatever, the correct response is to go, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Say what you like about me. You ain't stopping me. And that is basically the correct response. But unfortunately, people don't seem to realize that. People seem to think that if they can just pretend that they are losing, that will actually get other people to give them a helping hand. Nah, sorry, but that's not how it works. Okay? Misery loves company, but nobody who's actually miserable ever successfully got out of their misery by having more company. All it does is pull other people down with them. On the other hand, success and prestige and achievement and goals being struck and everything like that, it gravitates to other, what's the term? Game understands game. You get it? Acting like a bitch, acting like a victim, acting like you have to pretend that you're better than everybody else in some way, shape, or form in order to get people to like you. Please acknowledge me, is pathetic. It's pathetic. It's fake. People see through it. It's like we have a sixth sense for this, especially these days, where you can just go on the internet and watch someone like me go, this is fake. This person is obviously doing this for the grift. It's not real. It's bullshit. Easy peasy. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at stuff like that. There's a hell of a lot of it today. But in the meantime, if you are liking the stream, one more time, guys, don't forget, like the stream.
Like the stream.
Like the stream. It's important. It helps other people find it. It helps us pick up on a few extra lost souls along the way. People who are needing us. They're looking for us, but they can't find us. You like the stream. Stoke the fires. Your in-flight entertainment can be found. Hit the join button. Join the Grift Force. Spam the emojis at me. Tell me what emojis you want me to add. Tell me what emojis you don't like and want me to get rid of. Hell, that's the point of having a YouTube channel. It's beautiful. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or you just need to pull over for a second, like you're dying from cringe and it's got to come out, don't forget to tip your driver. With all that said, let's start then. We're going to do a lot of gaming stuff, but we are also going to hit on Doctor Who first, because honest to God, we're in that high algorithmic generation of articles period of Doctor Who that we had last year. Right now, where we're midway through the series, everything is about this show. If you have any interest in the show, anything that you have watched is going to suddenly be manifold. So like there's going to be 10 times as many videos that are talking about Doctor Who than there were in your algorithm yesterday. On the internet, you're going to find that you are getting links to shit on Facebook that are these grifting articles that you will find from places like Metro and The Sun, and not The Sun, The Guardian, and all the other publications in the UK. Everyone's talking about Doctor Who. Why? Because everybody knows that history is going to be made in the next few weeks. If nothing changes, this show is fucking toast. This is the end of a 63-year-old British institution that was brought back from the brink of irrelevance and murdered unceremoniously by the exact same guy that brought it back. The exact same guy. That's right. I see bollocks in the chat. That's exactly what Doctor Who has become now. Exactly what it's become. Good for you, Nameless. Spank those emojis. I like to see it. I worked hard on them. All right. Doctor Who is irrelevant. Doctor Who is cringe. It has nothing to offer us except those things, which means that it is no longer Doctor Who, because Doctor Who was never pretentious. I mean, all right, it could be a little pretentious from time to time, but it was a cheaply made, low budget sci-fi show with a heavy focus on education. Okay. And well, I mean, it was supposed to teach you about the potential for scientific advancement, as well as give you escapist fantasy, show you a hero who could stand up to horrifying nightmare creatures that didn't really look that scary, but if the other actors were all standing around saying they are that scary, then hell, that silver painted washing up liquid bottle is going to terrify the crap out of your 4-year-old. It was a great show. It was a great show. And the Doctor was never supposed to be the main character. It was supposed to be about the people who traveled with him, starting with his own granddaughter. He was supposed to be the mystery guy who just took you to these crazy places, and then you allowed the other characters to interact with these insane situations and far off worlds and distant ideas and ideologies. And you, as a viewer, were taken along by them as a human being that you can probably relate to. Now, of course, as the show went on, it became more about the Doctor and his relationships with his companions. It became more about the personal drama. That was a lot of which to do with RTD. And a lot of young people, myself included, without really understanding, we kind of went, yeah, this is good. This is a good thing. You know, let's have more interpersonal drama, a bit more soap opera involved in this. But of course, it was all dressed up behind this big bombastic musical cues and stuff like that. In reality, modern Who was never as good as classic Who. But in some superficial ways, it was significantly better. And that's really all it took for us to... Now we've got to the age. Now there is a two-way street here, by the way. Not only did Russell T Davies turn around and brutally execute the victim of Chris Chibnall's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years of abuse to the show, but also we grew out of being fooled by pretension at the same time. The last generation of people who will hit adulthood while still watching Doctor Who. We just discovered that we didn't care about pretension anymore. And so that is why we have had enough. And now we don't need any more virtue signaling, especially from the mainstream media. So that's why this Metro article is here. It's here to annoy me. Yes, my French does suck. Thank you. You know why my French sucks? Because I'm English. Thank you. It's good enough to get me laid in Paris, though. Doctor Who's moral lectures are becoming harder to justify. This is by Asia or Asia Iftikhar. Iftikhar is Asian. Okay. I don't know anything about this person except that he or she, because honestly, it looks like it could be either. Let's be fair. What do you think? Is this a very surly and mannish looking woman, or a dude who is trying to look like a woman? Let me see what you think in the chat. What do we think? What do we think? Is this a woman, or am I going to have to sound the alarm? Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe someone can Google it for me. But in any case, I'm here to read articles, not to speculate on the hypothetical genitalia situation of the person writing them. Weston Hudson says, that's a man, baby. Yeah, I bet. Anyway, thank you for the input. Wait, I mean, this is a person who has written literally right here. Okay. Doctor Who's moral lectures are becoming harder to justify. Now that's a combo breaker of a headline right there. That is the sort of headline I like to see, which is what piqued my interest with this article, of course. Doctor Who's moral lectures are becoming harder to justify. That's something I would say. Of course, I wait and see whether this person, I'm going in blind here, as I often like to do, which explains, by the way, why I wasn't ready for this face to be the author. But what I want to know is this person going to actually turn around and say what I want them to say, which is, of course, hey, the show needs to stop being so fucking pretentious. Oh, wow. All right. And, or two, it's becoming harder to justify for some pretentious reason that's actually going to throw the entire concept of what I'm here to accomplish under the bus. And I'm starting to think it might be the latter because we have a picture of him grinning like an absolute twat wearing a skirt. But before we get to that, let's do something entirely unpretentious. James Up is here for 50. 50. The one-man bar filler himself. My God, man. My God. What the hell am I going to do with you? Says, I am not guessing on that one. Anyway, I am done with Gamergate3.com for now. Feel free to blast it all over X. Yeah, I did actually begin sort of subtly telling people in their live streams something blah, 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 Gamergate3.com. And I got Smash JT with it. I got a couple other people with it. So there's definitely a lot. There's definitely a lot that you need to go and see on Gamergate3.com. Not all of it is stuff that is safe to be shown on YouTube, but all of it is just damn funny and enjoyable. So thank you very much, James Up, you absolute legend. That is a 50, which is a bar filler. And also, somebody wants to see some titties. No doubt about that. Let's make it happen, baby. Here we go.
Come here, baby. Let me show something good. Something good. Something good. Something
Whoa! Hands where I can see him. Hands where I can see him, ladies and gentlemen. We gooning? I hope not. I hope, hey, if you want to, you do whatever you can. I'm not gonna. You guys can see me. But there it is. And of course, in the meantime, we have absolutely smashed the goal. There will be Expedition 33. Thank you very much for the sound of a super chat.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
as salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
Yeah, baby. We are gonna go ahead and crack on with this article that is way so I don't know how pretentious it's gonna be, but just looking at a guy in a skirt. It's time for the cringe protective lenses to come out for the first time in a while, because this is going to get really, really bad before it gets any damn better. Thank you for spanking those emojis in the chat. Love to see them. Let me know if there's any you want me to add. Let me know. I have a little time. I can generate some more emojis. I don't have a hell of a lot of time, but it doesn't take that long when I've already drawn the art anyway. All right, Doctor Who is having a sensational season, and I think we have our answer, ladies and gentlemen. I think we already know where this is going.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. This is sounding really gay.
Damn it. Right, you know what? I'm going to absolutely go ahead and pump the shit out of that in just a little while. James Op, if you want to send me a link to what Sardoc was asking for, absolutely, I'll add that onto the docket. If you could just DM it to me or whatever you like, just make it quick for me to get it on screen after this article. Okay, Doctor Who is having a sensational season despite the naysayers, but I worry that there are clouds on the horizon. Okay, first of all, Doctor Who is not having a sensational season unless the senses that you are talking about it activating are the sense of gag reflex or revulsion, just in general kind of, get it away from me, no, demon, no. Okay, not having any of that. And we've got our answer about Asiya Iftikhar is a freelance culture journalist with a deep love for TV, film, theatre, books, and all things show business. She, press X to doubt. She has a particular interest in covering the intersection of culture with Lugabatuka. The intersection of culture and Lugabatuka, by the way, is a load of bollocks, a load of pretentious bollocks, a load of virtue signaling grifting. It's bollocks because nothing in culture actually intersects with Lugabatuka unless you force it to. Quite simple, really. Which is what Doctor Who has done, which is why we think it's pretentious bollocks, which is why we're so frustrated by it. Because as good as things have been, the show would have been even better if it trusted the audience to understand the moral lesson. Fuck. I knew this was going to be what it was. Doctor Who's moral lectures are becoming harder to justify. As in, stop patronizing me, you condescending piece of shit. Absolute virtue grifting, waste of my time. Or Doctor Who's virtue signaling moral lectures are becoming harder to justify because it doesn't trust that the audience is already progressive, man.
I sure hope somebody picks up that phone.
Do what?
Because I f***ing called it!
Oh, man. Shuti Gatwa, or Shuti, did you know he's gay-twa, has returned for a vibrant second spell as the Doctor opposite new companion Belinda Chandra, whose one goal is to get back home. There's just one problem. The TARDIS can't take her there. Why is that? Because of some timey-wimey, convoluted, pretentious bollocks. Because of the fake plot thread of doom. That's right. Because of the, I mean, what do we call it? The coincidence machine. That's right. That's absolutely right. Why can't you go back to the 24th of May, 2025? Because the plot said so. And why is that? We don't know. Why? I mean, why can't they? Why can't they emerge from space on the 24th of May, 2025, only to find that the Earth has been totally blown away? Oh, I know why. Because if they did do that, then what would the Doctor's next move be? Well, you know, it seems here that the Earth's been blown up, and I can't have that. I mean, assuming the Doctor here doesn't find it sexually exciting that the Earth has been blown up, because absolutely the Doctor will throw any mission under the bus for a bit of mild titillation. We saw that in Rogue when he completely abandoned Ruby Sunday to get borderline killed by a bunch of space birds. And why did he do that? Why did the man do that? Well, it's quite simple, really. He do that because he was chasing some alien sausage. He was trying to get into the Rogue's pantalons. And he was going to do that by playing Kylie Minogue on his spaceship and air humping nothing. Yeah. Well, winking at him. Yep. That's right. That's what the Doctor did. The Doctor from Doctor Who, the thousands of year old, borderline immortal, might even exist outside of the universe, Time Lord, the OG Time Lord, if you believe the chin balls fucking lore, which I wish didn't exist. If you believe all that, Yeah? If you believe all that. This guy is one of the most powerful things that has ever existed in the universe. And what is he doing with his free time? Abandoning nice people that he picks up and takes to strange times and places so that he can chase some cock. Just wonderful. Just wonderful.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is sounding really gay.
Absolutely lovely. And this person here is here to grift on it. Doctor Who is having a sensational season, despite the naysayers, but I worry that there are clouds on the horizon. Well, that's because there probably are clouds on the horizon, let's be honest. Because as good as things have been, the show would have been even better if it trusted the audience to understand the moral lesson. We understand the moral lesson. We understand that there's very little morality to do with this show anymore. Ncuti Gatwa has returned for a vibrant second spell as the Doctor opposite new companion, Belinda Chandra. Yeah. Belinda Chandra. That's right. Mate, it's weird, isn't it? He's traveling around with this girl with that name, and not once has she offered him tech support as they try to get back to her time and her space where she belongs on Earth. Not once. No, not even a bit. Whose one goal is to get back home. Well, maybe she should just click her fucking heels together. There's just one problem. The TARDIS can't take her there. Gigantic fucking plot contrivance. Explain. So far, so exciting. What? I seriously, this is the most virtue signaling piece of shit ever. In the series already, the time and space traveling duo has been turned into cartoons, but Belinda has almost died, and there's even been an almost forced marriage with a vengeful machine. With a vengeful machine. A machine. Is that what it is? Because it seems that you went out of your way to tell us it was a machine, only to at the last minute reveal to us that it was in fact something else.
It's astounding. This mortal really is something else. Look at that brilliant form. There can be no doubt. This is the true power, complete in all its majesty. This is autonomous Ultra Incel.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Autonomous Ultra Incel. Anyway, it's got weirder and weirder now. And this is one of the most cringe things I've ever seen. Essentially, it's gotten weird and wacky, which is Doctor Who at its best. No, actually, that's not true at all. Doctor Who was never fucking wacky. All right? The Doctor may have been a bit wacky, but the situations never were. The situations were high stakes and serious. They were legitimate threats to human civilization or the advancement of mankind or various things like that. Unfortunately, now the thing that's the threat to the advancement of mankind is guys like Ncuti Gatwa, who are trying very hard to pretend that mankind isn't actually a fucking thing. It's pretentious and it's virtue grifting and it's pathetic. And we need to get it out. But the latest episode, written by Pete McTeague, Lucky Day, there's a hint of a potential issue, says, I don't know why I'm doing it in that sort of weird radio DJ voice when it's clear that the person writing this is just as confused as the person in this picture. Ah, God, no. Bad. Get it off the screen. There's nothing straight about dating trannies, okay? During Lucky Day, we checked in with Season 1 companion Ruby Sunday with a poignant portrayal of Millie Gibson of her PTSD after traveling on the TARDIS and joining UNIT on her return to Earth. Yeah, she would have PTSD. This is a fact. She definitely would have PTSD. Who let the Borg into Doctor Who? Right, yeah. Exactly. So, Millie Gibson here being, Millie Gibson, being the absolute best thing about this run of Doctor Who, and not for any, particularly great reason. I mean, she is, of course, a talented actress. She's capable of some quite wonderful performances when she wants to, and in no way does anything that I say have anything to do with the fact that she's Well, come on, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Come on. You can see it under the hoodie there. You know what I mean. Here you go. There you go. There it is. There it is. That's what you need. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Money shot right there. All right. We can take the cringe off while we're looking at things like that. But oh God, we're right back. Oh no. Okay, there we go. She forms a romantic connection with podcaster Conrad. It's Conrad, I know, but when's the last time you met a guy called Conrad in the UK circa 2007? And this guy's not 60 years old. Yes, it is an insult. That's a good point. That's a good point. Thank you in the chat. That is a good point. It is an insult to PTSD. The fact that she can get over it that quickly. Because let's be honest though, right? I guess absolutely there are things that the brain is not supposed to deal with on a regular basis. The precipitation of mass death is probably one of them, right? This is not something people want to see. They don't want to see this. And I mean, you don't want to be part of it. You don't want to be responsible for it. And that is something that seems to happen to the dog quite a lot. So you can actually reasonably understand why someone like Millie Gibson, who was 19 and just working in gay bars where she played piano and tried to work out whether or not she was into girls or boys, but actually she's just straight as it gets, really, in it. She gets ripped out of that situation on a apparent joyride around the galaxy. And what does she see? Well, she sees people dying. She sees people dying. She sees a bunch more people dying. She sees the commodification of war. And then she sees everything and everyone in the universe die. So I can see how she might have PTSD, but it wouldn't be the same as the kind of PTSD that actual soldiers get from having actually experienced it. And the problem is, it's nice that they imply that they might actually know, oh, well, we get it. It's actually probably going to break somebody's fucking brain to travel with the doctor. They're going to end up mentally completely and totally broken for quite a while, especially being unable to actually she was watching cable news. Yeah, right. Very good. No, she's there. She's like, oh, I'm not able to do anything about this death. I'm not able to tell anyone about what happened. It all happened. And yet some of it's in the fucking future on other planets. And yeah, it's terrible. It's rubbish. It's really, really awful. Yeah, Donna was screwed for a while. Exactly. Thing is, right, they only do it when it suits the plot. Like she's there going, oh, I think I've got PTSD. Probably you have, actually. Probably, yeah. The problem with the portrayal of it is that it is so it's so selective. That's the word I'm looking for. It's so fucking selective. Like, okay, this episode she's got PTSD. The next episode she might be twirling around and dancing and oh, look, it's the Beatles. Oh, I'm in Bridgerton. Ah! Fucking pretentious bollocks. That's exactly what it is. And so it doesn't work. The other thing that doesn't work on this episode at all, of course, lucky day, is the fact that this character is impossible. This guy, this fucking cat, Conrad the communist Clark, is in fact not a communist, but supposed to be a capitalist, supposed to be a right-wing conspiracy theorist, which is, of course, insanity, because the things that he actually does are more like the behavior of leftists trying to subvert the government and all that stuff. So it doesn't necessarily work. And the reason it doesn't work is because he cannot actually, for any reason at all, believe his own bullshit. There is just no reason that this guy would be convinced by his own story. If you actually think about it, this dickhead here in the jacket, this guy who spends half the episode pretending to be a Wally and the other half pretending to be like Che Guevara with a camera attached to him, well, it's not going to stick. It is not going to stick at all. And the reason it's not going to stick is because he just cannot actually be this guy. He cannot actually believe what he's saying. The amount of stuff that actually happened, right? The amount of stuff that he actually like would have witnessed in his own life. The stuff that, like, for example, I made a tweet. Let's have a look at my fucking tweet. By the way, guys, come and follow me on X. I don't advertise this enough. I'm active on X. I do a lot. I'm much more unfiltered than I am on YouTube on X. So come over to @WillOfTheFans and follow me on X. Thank you very much. And at the same time, let's also remember, as a backup, you can follow Will of the Bands for when dickheads make me too angry. All right, let's have a look at this tweet I did. I wrote this a few days ago when I had been trying to point out that even The Guardian doesn't care about Doctor Who anymore. Even The Guardian has no time for this absolute wank, this unbelievable bollocks anymore. And somebody, I don't know who this person is, and I'm sorry for making an example out of them. I mean,
You liar!
it is what it is. This guy absolutely walked into a bear trap. He walked into a wood chipper. So I posted here, okay, before anyone else tries to tell me Lucky Day was a good episode of Doctor Who or that the plot made sense, here is our list of events that have happened before the general public within the show's modern canonical history alone, most of them resulting in a lot of deaths that would be public record. So you've got episodes that actually aired during the lifetime of Conrad Clark, although some of the events happened in the far past. Auton mannequins killing people in London. Yes, I know I spelled mannequins wrong. I don't know why. I just having a fucking weird moment. Slitheen blowing up Downing Street. Politicians die. Sycorax, Torchwood Laser, Harriet Jones's downfall. Ghosts, Cybermen, or Daleks killing people and getting sucked into Canary Wharf, never to be seen again. Never explained to the public. A hospital. Literally, the rain starts going up and it flies off to the moon. The Lazarus experiment that happened in front of the public as well. A guy turns into a giant scorpion and starts going on a massive killing spree. People die en masse. A prime minister kills the United States president on international broadcast and then starts mentioning an alien species called the Toclophane. This was not undone by the year that never was. Space Titanic comes crashing out of space and almost crashes into Buckingham Palace, only to pull up at the last minute. People start melting down into living creatures made of fat and that get beamed up to some spaceship in the nearby vicinity. The adipose phenomenon leaves plenty of people dead. The Earth gets moved, literally occupies a different part of space. There are 12 planets in the skies of Earth. Daleks come out and kill the former prime minister. This would be public record. Cyber King appears in 1851, which changes history. People would have heard of this. A bus disappears to another planet through a wormhole in London and then comes back. Everyone on Earth becomes the master in the End of Time Part 1, and it gets fixed in Part 2. The Atraxi come looking for Prisoner Zero through a crack in space, and then, of course, that's the beginning of the Matt Smith era, terrorizes the small village of Ledworth, which is somewhere in the presumable north or west country of England. Humans in 1969 are retroactively programmed by the Silence to kill the Silence. Thus, the Silence become public knowledge. Black cubes appear in the middle of town, activating and causing heart attacks and chaos, people dying, another global threat to humanity. A giant weeping angel statue is in New York, a Tyrannosaurus in Victorian London. Giant planet-covering forest appears and disappears. Cybermen come back, raise the deceased using that precipitation shit that they do, and attack the living. There is global devastation. The Zygons start attacking people. It's mostly covered up, but some people become aware of it. Then, of course, you get the shitty era, and we've got Sheffield getting attacked by the dude with teeth all over his face. Then there's giant spiders attacking Sheffield. Earth gets invaded by the Sontarans, the Weeping Angels, and the Division, which is a cringe thing entirely, but hey, that's the flux. The Sontarans literally occupy the city of Liverpool. All of this shit has happened in Conrad Clark's life. All of it. And then just in the last year before the episode actually begins, the toy maker causes global pandemonium with his giggle signal. Everyone riots, society breaks down. This is global and it is televised. There's music, the music gets disappeared in the 1960s. People would remember this. a party in 1813. This is going to be historic record. Giant bird aliens kill several people. And of course, the last, but by no means least, and when you're talking about pretentious, and when you're talking about contrived plot, this is the motherfucking shot. This is the motherload. This is the money shot on the face of everyone who is trying to believe in the diegetic reality of Doctor Who. God of Death, Sutek, disintegrates all life in the universe. Effect remains until he brings death to death and revives everyone. Everyone in the world witnesses and experiences their own mass death, the mass death of their loved ones, and the revival of everybody. Everyone in the world should still be recovering from this 6 months later or whatever when this episode takes place. And this person, no matter how much they want to grift, no matter how much they want a virtue signal, this author of this article, this whatever the hell they might be, they, them, or whatever, Asiya Iftikhar, as far as they are concerned, all of this makes perfect sense, but they're not intelligent enough to fucking think about stuff like that. And that right there is why I get so fucking frustrated sometimes with Doctor Who. It's why the show's dead. It's why the show doesn't make sense anymore. You can't do one thing like have a serious line of major global catastrophic alien incursions and paranormal activity and then just have people routinely sort of just dust themselves off and go back to work. It's insane. And you, or even if they somehow did do that, you can't have a guy running cover for his ridiculous, you know, fascist subversions of reality. You can't have him doing all this through a podcast with sort of alien conspiracy theories. People would be calling in all the time going, dude, what are you talking about? You are one of the people on this planet who was annihilated with everyone else a few months ago. What are you fucking talking about? Of course no one is questioning you. We all know there are aliens. RTD has forgotten his own fucking lore. Anyway, there you go. So he reveals his true colors pretty quickly. He's actually a conspiracy theorist who believes UNIT is faking the existence of alien life and determined to take them down. Hey, buddy. I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but that doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. That's right. We got blah, blah, blahs in the chat. Thank you, Nameless. Guys, join the Grift Force. There's entirely too few green names in the chat today. It's getting depressing around here. After the villainous Conrad is apprehended at the end, the Doctor flies in for one last monologue where he berates the former for his harmful behavior, telling him he's special for all the wrong reasons. And you can believe that Asiya Iftikhar, or whatever the fucking bloke's name is, sorry, but I mean, if that is a woman, it does look like she was beaten with an ugly stick. But anyway, it is a powerfully acted moment from Ncuti, which just about salvages it for Asiya Iftikhar. Well, that's actually funny because I'm over here looking at it and seeing it as what it actually is. And what it actually is very simple. Russell T. Davis desperately fucking trying to scream at the fans once again through Ncuti Gatwa, going, well, I'm just trying to protect normal people and there's all this noise. It's this noise. You are exhausting. And the funny thing is they don't realize we're the ones who should be saying that because we're the ones who are minding our own business when the fucking agenda came for us all. When they suddenly decided that it wasn't okay to just be tolerant anymore, we had to fall on our knees and bow down to the almighty gay, lesbian, trans agenda. And when we turn around and say, you know what? Enough is enough, all right? Go fuck whoever you want, but keep it out of my periphery. Oh, no, you're just a bigot, buddy. You're just a bigot and a grifter. And speaking of which, we have a new reactionnaire. Cookie Kaiju has joined the Grift Force. Thank you very much. Appreciate you for doing that. It really does make a difference. Thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate you. Anyway, there we go. Let's get some more names going green, baby. Let's get some emojis out there. That's what I like to see. So anyway, returning to the article then for a moment, because this is now one of the most cringe-inducing virtue signals I've seen for quite a long time now. And it is it's running interference. You see, this is the problem with the media, particularly Metro, by the way, which is a felted little fucking publication that only exists if you are a bus wanker or whatever. And if you are reading it, you are on public transport in the UK. And hell, I have pity on you if you are on transport in the UK, if you're on public transport. So yeah, this is bollocks. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. And apparently this person has completely fallen for what is being spun as a narrative. But again, it's all a virtue signal. And it's all contingent on you having a backward-ass view of everything that goes on in culture today. 1 second, folks. Oh, boy. Ah, that's much better. It's a powerfully acted moment from Shooty. No, it's a rage fit. That's what it is. It's a freaking rage fit. It almost feels like unnecessary repetition, hammering home the point of the episode by directly addressing the viewer rather than conveying the message far, rather action and dialogue. Yes, that's right. Correct. The on-the-nose explanation, as though it doesn't trust the viewers to understand the themes of the episode, could have been improved by focusing on the Doctor's wrath at his friend being hurt by and defending Ruby. That's probably better. That would have been better, yeah. That actually would have been better. But no, because these guys are fucking grifters. They are. They're here to use this show to have a go at common sense. That's what they're doing. They're having a go at common sense. They're having a go at people rejecting the pretentious acts of the Doctor, the pretension of the writing. Now, this person here, as is usual for people like them, has almost arrived at something that can exist in reality, which is a complaint here that makes sense. It doesn't trust the viewers to understand the themes. But it's only half the problem fixed, you see, because the cringe is so intense. It is so intense with this article that you need to realize, whoever you are, whatever you are that wrote this, that it's not just about presuming that people are too stupid to understand the themes. It's that the themes themselves are a 180-degree inversion of what's actually happening in culture. Like a complete mirror world where the oppressed people are the radical left who are constantly trying to virtue signal in the faces of the actual normal common British and otherwise people who are the true people, myself, my fans, other geeks, other gamers, other everybody like that, who just wanted some fucking entertainment without having to put up with constantly being beaten over the head by your weird radical ideas. It is exhausting. The only reason it is starting to lose is because some of us have decided to burn our exhaustion and turn it into response content like this. Support everyone who does content like this. Thank you. So there we go. And perhaps the monologue would have landed better if it didn't feel like there was similar scripting in nearly every episode this season. My God, this person is almost arriving at a correct thought. Banging the point over the audience's head. Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes the context can do the talking. You tired of this? You're as tired of this as I am? Guys, the context can always do the talking. If you want to write a great big pointless fourth wall breaking speech where you have a go at me for not wanting you to have the Doctor flouncing and mincing and crying and spitting and raging and seething and wearing skirts, well,
I don't really care, Margaret.
Sometimes it is needed, but sometimes the context can do the talking. Yeah, it can always do the talking. Don't need to hammer it home for me. And it's not going to work anyway, because once again,
I don't really care, Margaret.
And there we go. So, for example, in Lux, although addressing segregation in 1950s America is necessary, is it? Is it necessary? Okay. You know what? Actually, in a better series with an unpretentious doctor with some real fun going on and some actual education in there, a Tom Baker episode, or even maybe a Davidson or a Baker, the second, of course, Colin Baker, or a McCoy episode, or maybe even an Eccleston or a Tennant episode, or something like that. You could have got away with a plot about segregation. It would have been interesting. And of course, it makes more sense to do that when you've got an entirely non-white cast manning the TARDIS. But the problem is, you had to completely betray everybody who was a fan of the show to get to that point in the first place. And you have made that the point of the show instead of actually just a facet of the show, which is why then you turn around and start multiple times in one episode mentioning segregation. Oh, you're black. You're not supposed to be here. Segregation, blah, 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 virtue grift. It just puts people's backs up. You are, in fact, making your job of grifting your virtue signal to us more difficult. You fucking idiots. It seems strange to explain to Belinda why they weren't allowed to sit in a certain section when she would already know it was a small moment that came across as unnatural. Yeah. She's heard of Rock Hudson, but not segregation. She's heard of Rock Hudson's HIV, but she is not ever heard of segregation. Damn, man. Writing like that belongs somewhere. Where does it belong?
Fellow you're with, the black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
He's a smee. He's a smee. He's a smee. He's a smig.
And in Robot Revolution, we're told that AI is an incel, despite all the creepy behavior that we saw just half an hour earlier. That's not necessarily what happened, but I know what you mean. The fact is, you see, the problem here is, once again, this person is genuinely trying to criticize Doctor Who, and that's good, because as I said at the start, at the top of all this, it is getting more and more impossible for them to get away with doing this. It's getting more and more impossible for the United Kingdom to exist in a bubble of virtue signaling all the time. It is getting harder and harder for any show that claims to represent Britain or British ideals or the British people to turn around and constantly be so pretentious. We are not pretentious. There is a reason everyone is leaving the UK.
Every single person that's intelligent, hardworking, ambitious, had dreams and goals, has abandoned England in the last 200 years.
There it is. Anyway, the idea here, once again, it's a problem half fixed. In Robot Revolution, we're told that AI is an incel, despite all the creepy behavior we saw an hour earlier. The behavior we saw, by the way, was some damned sure domineering actual misogyny, akin to the kind of rules of marriage that you would see in the Middle East. The guy is an incel, sure, but that is not what actually reflects reality. Okay, how do we find out he's an incel? Well, for some reason he's able to get a girlfriend and lose her, so he can't be that bad again late. But the rest is what? He's a gamer. He's a geek. Oh, I see. It's attacking your own audience. It's attacking your own audience. Of course it is. And it was all there. The whole Robot Revolution episode only exists so that Russell could have an episode called Planet of the Incels that he had to change the title on blatantly. In the Christmas special, Joy to the World, is made clear multiple times that the Doctor is lonely, only for Joy to use her final words to tell the Doctor is, you guessed it, lonely. Yeah, subtlety is dead, but that's not the point. That's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is quite simply the fact that all of the things you are trying to ham-fistedly hit home with are wrong. They're backwards. So while I appreciate your attention to detail and having a go at Doctor Who for all of this virtue signaling, for all of this moral grandstanding, it doesn't change the fact that you have no moral basis with which to do a bad job of this in the first place. It wouldn't be so bad if the lessons you're trying to teach were not themselves completely and totally fucking alien to the natural order of humanity. But they are. And that is why this show no, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother. They've got house rules. It's pointless. In any case, the show is done. There is no future for this fucking show. It has nothing to say to me anymore. It has nothing to say to you anymore. It is irrelevant. And the next episode, oh, baby boy, the next episode is going to be the worst of it all. Because the next episode, we're going to Nigeria. Nah, I don't know. It could actually end up being better. But it'll be the 5th episode, which means it's the dot and bubble of this episode. And this one, just like last time, where everyone in dot and bubble was white. And they didn't want to listen to Gatwa. And a couple of times he said things, someone said something like, well, you don't look as stupid as I thought you, or you're not as stupid as you look, or whatever. Which basically is ridiculous. But it doesn't change the fact, simply put, it doesn't change the fact that they are trying to subtextually tell you what? It's racist. No one says anything overtly racist, but it's racist. You know, they have just as much reason to hate and fear the Doctor because he's an off-worlder than because he's black. Nonetheless, it ends with the Doctor watching as these people refuse to go with him and doom themselves to die. And he can't stop them. So he screams, rees, spits, rage fits, and cries. And then leaves them to their fate. Okay? And the episode on the other end on this series is going to be an entirely black episode set in Nigeria. Okay, that's fine. Once again, you can do that. You can do that if you are going to be historically accurate with it. If there is something that happened in the history of Nigeria, and I will have to ask my friend who I used to work with about this, because he is from Nigeria. Oh, by the way, I've never met a less pretentious person in all my life, or a bigger, what's the opposite of an advocate? You know, a bigger skeptic of all of this crap than my Nigerian friend. He hates all this, hates it. He used to try and get me to call him the N-word. I literally had a hard time with it. Not gonna lie to you. I just can't bring myself to do it. As some things are not that funny. There you go. However, the impact of the last 2 seasons' big moments like Dot and Bubble's outrage and the Doctor's anger in Lucky Day has been dampened by spoon feeding to the point almost every episode. There you go. What the hell? Ugh. Okay. That's enough from Doctor Who. We are going to move on because we've got a couple of other things we're going to talk about first. And one of them is absolutely, hopefully, a link that will have by now been sent to me. There we go. I got it. I knew he'd come through. All right. 1 second, folks. Need some water. Try talking straight for 2 hours. It is not easy. So, we are going to be here looking at this possibly criminal page from Gamergate 3, as was requested earlier on in the chat. I think it was Sardoc or someone, wasn't it, who requested it? Anyway, James Opp has come through for us, far from just the obvious, with the massive Pink Boy super chat earlier on. By the way, you can go ahead and add to that pile if you want. He says, this is why I don't stream. Yeah. It's not easy on the old voice. But there you go. Gamergate 3, a world without sin. Gamergate3.com, guys. By the way, one of the better websites that exist on the internet today. There are a lot of things here that need to be preserved, especially if Gamergate 3 is going to become the big success that the people responsible for coining the term actually want it to. On February 25th, 2025, at Drexel Fisthand, which is James Opp, of course, accused John De La Rose of using a copyrighted headshot of Spanish teacher Annabelle from HisSpanishOnline.com. Yeah, that's right. We actually found a video of this lady, Annabelle. In fact, I was the one who posted the video of her actually talking on camera, proving once and for all that she's a real person and does not, in fact, have a side hustle peddling smut novels under the name Daniela. But can we see all this? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Drexel Fistant accused John De La Rose of using a copyrighted headshot of Spanish teacher Annabelle from Hispanish.com as the profile picture for his pseudonymous account Daniela Acera to promote his book, The Roles We Play. De La Rose claimed that it was a stock photo. However, Cookie Kaiji's figured it out. However, evidence indicates that it originates from Annabelle's business site rather than being a stock image. Annabelle has also verified the misuse, and the unauthorized commercial use likely violates copyright law by failing to meet fair use criteria. Additionally, it may involve misrepresentation, leading some to suggest identity theft or defamation. Uh-oh. What was that word? Where have I heard that before? Oh, no. Defamation?
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Evidence supporting the image's origin and copyright status to determine whether the image was copyrighted and sourced from Annabelle's business website instead of being a stock image. Well, here's the thing. Recently, a certain apparently out and out self-styled far-right grifter has decided to start trying once again in certain discords to say that the image that was used for this account was a stock image. The problem is I found a video of her. There is no stock. There is a woman who has a business. This page is safe, by the way, Will. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. We reviewed the available evidence. Number one. Can we just click on the tweet? I suppose we can. It seems the so-called Christian man takes no issue stealing your professional image. Yeah, we all reached out to this lady. He admits his account, blah, 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 blah. After 2 weeks of asking him to take it down, still refuses to do so. Do we still have that? Is that still on record? Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Cringe. It's clear the profile picture for Daniela Acera is indeed Annabelle's photo taken directly from her website without any alteration. Yeah, it is. Using someone's professional headshot for their business site without a personal or alternate account, especially without consent, wouldn't qualify as fair use. It's likely a copyright violation. It could be seen as a misrepresentation or identity theft, depending on the intent, especially given the fact he publishes novels under that name. You may want to check a bookstore. They even have The Roles We Play, a sweet online role-playing romance novels, The Arishan War. God damn, that's a pretentious title. By Daniela Acera, to see if you used your photo in it as the author image that will open up another can of legal worms. Oh dear. Which is how we end up on this page. Potentially. Or possibly criminal. Potentially criminal is a YouTuber. But there you go. Website presence. The image matches on Annabelle's professional headshot featured on her About Me page, which you can find at this address, which I will paste in the window and we can have a look. Give me a second, folks, and I will get it up on the screen for you. No homo. Yeah, this is the website. This is the woman. This is the woman too. And this is the woman as well. And this is the woman as well. And I think, you can just kind of tell this is the same person. This is the same woman. There she is. That's her face. Boom, blown up for you. Here we go. Yep. 100%. Absolutely. No way around it. She is the same woman. And of course, her website is for a business where she teaches you English in video form. So, yeah, there are a lot of very easy. Well, where did I find that video before? Now, where did I find it? She got a blog. No. Do we have any sample videos? Where did I find that video before? Tough to say. Maybe on our socials or something. Hang on. Spanish, blah, 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 blah. Home high Spanish, da, 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 da. Book your trial lesson. Hey, there it is. Found it. And let's just share the screen again. And boom. Here she is. Do we have is this the one where she's actually in it on camera? No. Damn. Well, there must be another one then somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not really, technically speaking, that urgent. The point is, if necessary or ever needed for any potential reason, we can find the videos of her being able to appear on camera and actually, in fact, I think, one second. Yeah. We can find the videos where she is talking online. James up for $2. Will, her videos are on her X profile. Okay, right. All right, hold on a minute then. Let me see what I can find. Hold on a mo. Let's find where is her fucking profile? Her actual profile. There she is. Found it. Okay. So this is her actual profile, and thank you very much, James. Yeah, I was going around in circles there for a moment. Yeah. Something on the fly instead of preparing for it. But that's okay. So she's here. There's some media here. This is how I found it. Yeah. There she.
Pues la respuesta correcta es A. Me gusta mucho el café, porque en español usamos mucho para intensificar verbos como el verbo gustar. Cuidado con muy.
Oh dear.
A ver si aciertas. ¿Cuál de estas frases es correcta en español? A ver.
What else? We got any more? I mean, it doesn't really matter. If there is, that's enough, quite frankly. There's lots of them here where she doesn't appear on camera, and then somewhere she does appear on camera. But those alone are enough for us to know that this picture of this woman right here is this actual woman, Annabelle, and that her business is teaching Spanish. Yeah. Thank you, James Up. So when we discover that he was using the exact same picture for his Daniela Acera account, we have identity theft. Red-handed, no doubt about it. Absolutely no two ways about it at all. So copyright status: under US copyright law, creative works like photographs are automatically copyrighted upon creation, even without an explicit copyright notice. Given the use of the image on Annabelle's business website, it is reasonable to conclude that it is copyrighted either by Annabelle or the photographer. This aligns with standard practices for professional headshots used in commercial contexts, such as online tutoring services. Oh dear. Number 3, it's not a stock image. John Della Rosa's claim that the image was a stock photo was investigated through stock photo platforms like Shutterstock and Getty Images, which typically, those are the two big ones, which typically license images for public use. A reverse image search, as referenced in the original X post, linked the image directly to Annabelle's website. Yes, it's not very difficult. It is bonkers how amateur hour this is. Like, why didn't you use a stock image? Why didn't you just pay for a stock image? Because we would have found it. But a lot of people wouldn't. But either way, you wouldn't be able to be got for identity theft. Whatever, anyway. Showing no evidence of its availability on stock photo sites. Moreover, stock images require licensing, and no such license was presented by Della Rose, supporting the conclusion that it was not a stock image, but rather was taken from Annabelle's site. Oh, a fucking dear. So, you know, it's taken from the site, not, in fact, taken from any licensed stock image provider. So there's no way around it. This is a stolen image. In the eyes of the law, this image was lifted from her business to promote another business that is, in fact, an identity theft and a criminal enterprise. I don't know what I don't know why people like, you know, your boy here, JDA, don't understand how easily they can be taken down. I mean, it's just bonkers.
Cancel attempts of me yesterday.
No way.
Annabelle's confirmation. Now, this is where we got some really interesting shit. And I remember when this all came out. Some of you guys might have missed it, but, well, a lot of us didn't. So she actually posted herself, of course, as well, a response to the effort by James Up to point out that it was clear that this is the woman. This is, again, we've looked at her profile. This is her doing what she does. She is actually going to point out the fact that she has had her identity stolen. She tweeted this: I publicly denounced that the writer John Della Rose using the pseudonym. Oh, by the way, she can't tag him in it. Can we tag him in it? Guess not. He's obviously blocked her. Using the pseudonym Daniela Sarah has taken a professional photograph of me from my website without my consent and is using it as a profile picture. Despite multiple warnings, he has yet to remove it. This is his response. It's a stock photo from a pen name, and you are retweeting a fake account to cancel someone. They're trying to cancel me. Oh, my God. Anyway, lol, everything is on the webpage. I know, James. It's just that because I'm trying to help to explain the validity of the page, I want to link to the actual things as well. You know what I mean? But thank you. Appreciate it. And obviously, this is a great job you've done with this page. Yeah. In which he thanked him, etc., etc. There's the tweets. Is he catfishing? His fake liberal woman account, Daniela Sarah. Annabelle is the real woman in the photo. John is claiming the photo was a stock image of. There's her tweet. There's his responses. It's a stock photo. It's a stock photo. It's a stock photo. It can't lead to copyright claims because it's a stock photo. It's a stock photo. It's a stock photo website. I don't even know how to log into the account. It's not even active. So it's just stupid controversy, fake drama by retarded people trying to cancel me. They're trying to cancel me. I mean, do you know what? Fuck it. Every time he says that fucking cancel story, I swear to God.
So much cancel attempts of me yesterday.
No way.
Bonkers. Cancel me. They're trying to cancel me. Do you know there's a difference between criticizing and canceling? Canceling renders you radioactive. Canceling makes it damn near impossible for you to get work, for you to go on with your life. Yeah. So what do we got here? I'm going to have to try and rearrange this because it's I've had to zoom in a fair bit. This image is pulling from her website, not loaded to this server. This is the big lie. There you go. You can clearly see her website name. Yeah, is it? It's probably even in the alt text and stuff. Yeah. You can clearly see her website name. He proved he stole them himself. This is where he stole the image from. His Spanish online. He thinks it's a stock image. He thinks it's a stock picture account. Did he just not actually do the research to realize that this is actually a woman? This is actually her business. This is her website. It's maddening, actually. Just the laziness of it all. To have gone along with this, to have made up this fake story. By the way, let's full screen this and return it to actual size. So this is how it should look, by the way, the page when you're full screening with it. But of course I have to resize because I can't fit me in there as well if I do that. So there we go. But yeah, so he's just claimed all of this. This is what happened. And this was back when in February. Jesus Christ, that seems like it was ages ago now. We are burning through this year, aren't we? But there you go. Welcome to Gamergate3.com, guys. If you are looking for, a really accurate website explaining the efforts of Gamergate 3, you will find nothing better than this website right here. It's a great website. Really does explain, the motivations of Gamergate 3, the truth behind the cause, and everything you need to know. Everything is at gamergate3.com. Not at all to be confused with gamergate2.org, which of course is the predecessor of which I am a part, which is also being run by James up here. And this is where you're going to find all the stuff you need related to Gamergate 2. But of course, as JDA is such a visionary and he's always reaching out further and further forward to try and drive the points home and make it all about him, we of course now have Gamergate 3. Of course we do. And it's really great that he came up with such a catchy name, and it's really great that this website exists to support it. Just wonderful work. Wonderful work. All right. What else we got today? We got a lot. We've been through pretension and the total lack of it. So that's nice to see as well. We are, of course, later on going to be playing a bit of Expedition 33, which I am loving, by the way. I am at this point now unable to... What's the word? When everybody loves something, and especially like for me with Expedition 33, the thing that I was expecting was, I'm going to love this game. I'm going to have a great time playing this fucking game. It's going to be great. Although some of the time when I was watching people playing it, I was like, the setting seems a little obtuse. Don't know if it's really me. Nah. You can take it from me. Get this game, play the fuck out of it. It's amazing. The game has already become one of my favorite games of all time. And it's difficult to explain why, because it kicks my ass up and down the its own gameplay loop. But it's challenging enough, but it's never unfair. And you just start to eke out a little bit of competence at it. And before you know it, you want to spend the rest of your life playing this fucking game. So thank you very much for helping me fill up this bar. I will be streaming some Expedition 33 a bit later on. But in the meantime, let's just deal with the fact that Square Enix is felted completely by the existence of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This article's a little old now. It's about a week old, actually. But I wanted to cover it anyway because it's absolutely true. Here's the great big deal. I wanted to, and I have been getting good, so don't worry. At first, no one is harsher on me than I am. When I can't do something in a game, I will practice and practice and practice until I'm perfect at it. And then I rack up ridiculous high scores. Anyway, Square Enix is probably kicking itself seeing the success of realistic turn-based JRPG Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Analyst says, after being reticent to do it with the Final Fantasy series. Yeah, well, the thing is that the battle system works so bloody well. It works so well that you, just like in a Final Fantasy game, but without having to just hold your button down to send the guys just one after another attacking, or what I was doing in Suikoden, where I'm just going auto battle, triple speed, bang, 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 onto the next one. You never get to do that in this game because you always have to attack bad guys in a specific way with specific people. So there is no just hold the button down and hope everything gets better. No, at least not until way later when you start revisiting earlier areas and you're far too powerful for them and you can just button mash your way through the battle. But if you're fighting the bad guys at the level you're actually at, you are going to have to engage. You are going to have to strategize. You are going to have to make sure that you are weakening shields. You are going to have to make sure that you are taking advantage of buffs and debuffs and unique statuses that you can put on people to make other people's attacks work better with them. So it is effectively what began with the Legend of Dragoon, but has turned into something far better. As somebody pointed out, I think it was on a Reddit page, Legend of Dragoon walked so that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 could fly. And I'm going to try and find a video to display what it is that I mean. Just give me a second here. All right. I'm gonna get it because I thought I had it open, but I don't, which is annoying. But I do have it somewhere. All right, here's a good example of what I'm talking about. Just give me a second and I will share it with you guys. Here is Legend of Dragoon. This is an RPG that came out between Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. And you can tell because it looks a lot like Final Fantasy VII. But here's a very interesting thing. If you wanted to actually be able to kill the bad guys adequately, you needed to be very good at hitting this timer prompt just as it went into the center. If you do that, your single attack, which is relatively useless and outclassed very early in the game, becomes a combo, which sets up other moves and is really cool. Hey, there you go.
Double slash.
So you get double slash. Then you get these get more and more complicated as you go through. You played it just in time. Excellent. Well, you're a big RPG fan as I am, so that's great. I'm just explaining to people because a lot of people mention Legend of Dragoon, but not a lot of people played it. Not a lot of people actually experienced it. And those of us who did should actually demonstrate what we're talking about. So here's another one you get later.
Go! Volcano!
The voice acting was, yeah, no, it was okay. But it wasn't great back then. PS1.
Burning Rush!
Pretty sure that was the one I used the most.
Go! Crash Dance!
So you get all these moves, and each one, they like the point of using them would be to unlock other moves, and like some of them are gonna link to other attacks that are gonna make your next attack stronger. Some of them are going to unlock the gauge that allows you to turn into your dragoon form sooner and things like that. So there's different reasons to use them besides just how many hits they have.
Go! Madness Hero!
That was a toughie.
Go! Go! Moon Strike! Go! Blazing Dynamo!
So there you go. Those were the kinds of moves that Dart had in Legend of Dragoon. And if you've been watching anybody playing Clair Obscura Expedition 33, you will see that that is pretty much the same thing as when you run forward as someone like Gustav and use his I can't think what the hell it's called now, Lumina combo, blah blah, whatever it is, and he runs forward, and then you've got the little thing that pops up and you got to hit it right at the right moment. And of course we've got the other thing, because Dragoon would also have a feature where you're running forward and those little squares are starting to form and tell you when to press the button. One of them would turn red and you would have to hit a different button, and if you didn't hit the different button, you would get repelled and it would interrupt your combo and it would hit you for some pretty heavy damage. Whereas if you did hit it, you would smash through someone's attempt to counter you and continue. When they attacked you, you would have opportunities to press buttons to dodge or to parry effectively. Although it is not as good as what is being done now in glorious high def in Expedition 33. And there's a reason that parrying is something that people mock. It does take a little while to get used to. And the biggest problem, which I'm not complaining about, but given the fact that I am trying desperately to not have nicotine at the moment, it gives me a short fucking temper. And I was getting the yesterday because there was one particular bad guy leaps forward, does this sort of fake out move before he hits you. And I was falling for it every fucking time. And it was driving me insane because there's no prompt. Unlike Dragoon, when you have to parry, it doesn't tell you. You have to look for when the bad guy goes, what? And that's your moment to push the button. That's the second. You got to hit that button damned hard. And so I'm having a wonderful time with this because it's a turn-based RPG, but it also never lets you relax with that. You always have to go, you're always pressing buttons. And if you get good enough at this, you can run in, clear the battlefield, and be out again in much the same way that you would were you playing a real-time combat simulator, it doesn't look much different to the audience playing as playing something like Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that is a thing that people are having a lot of fun with. I'm also very much enjoying the plot. So I just wanted to do this little segment here where I would point out that FF7 Remake can get felted. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the game you are looking for if you have enjoyed RPGs. As B-Man was asking me yesterday, what do I rate Expedition 33 and how does it stack up against Suikoden, which I was playing before? I just said they're both excellent. And if you like one, you want the other. Trust me, you definitely want the other. No question about it. Anyway, there you go. So let's just continue on them. And speaking actually of FF7 Remake, we are having to deal with the reality of what I've been complaining about with it for years now, which is too much graphical razzmatazz, not enough similarity to the original game. It's a common problem. FF7 Remake, I loved. I played it. I was so dazzled by it. I was like, oh my God, this is what I thought of when I was playing FF7 Original. But then they started changing the plot. Then, of course, you have to play 2 games to make it to the end of disc 1 of the original game. There's too many things about it that piss me off in the meta for me to really, really like it. And so when it comes to FF7 Rebirth, the second one, I completely ignored it. Apparently, we're going to get a trilogy. It's not going to be more than that, but they've only done half the story. I don't think this is going to work myself. But anyway, they're now trying to tell you that FF7 Remake is coming to Switch 2, which I find very interesting because the Switch 2, apparently, according to a few articles not that long ago, is really only comparable to about a PS4. So don't know how they're going to pull that off. I mean, maybe it will be, maybe it's not true. Maybe it's more powerful than a PS4. Console's not out yet. I would like to see some gameplay actually running on it because the Switch had trouble running a lot of games that were supposed to be PS4 worthy. And as a result, it looked really stupid that they kept saying, oh yeah, these games are all going to run. Hell, thus the Aiden Chronicle release wouldn't run on Switch when it first released. And that's the problem. That's the problem. It looks really bad when you say, oh, this is going to run natively. Then you put it out on the console and it looks like a piece of shit. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not really that bothered. This is not going to sell me a Switch 2. Okay. If I wanted to play this, I would already have it and I would have it on this PC. So whatever. Furthermore, EA has been paying attention to Nintendo and is vowing to not follow Nintendo and Xbox with their bullshit price increases. So yeah, when you're looking for pretension, when you're looking for cringe and virtue signaling, look no further than all of these companies. But lately, the mask has begun to slip. The avarice has begun to show. Your greed is showing Nintendo, all right? And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm not buying a Switch 2. I don't care about the damn Switch 2 anymore. I really did care about the Switch 2. I was completely sold on getting a Switch 2. I really was. I was going to buy it. I was going to buy it day one, whether there was a game for it that I wanted really or not. Though I will be honest, I was desperately hoping that they were going to release Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. They didn't. All right, well, I guess I'll just continue to find other ways to play them then, won't I? EA won't follow Nintendo and Xbox with price increase on games. That is maddening, isn't it? What is EA doing here? EA, have you forgotten who you are? EA is one of the most evil companies that's ever existed. EA was voted the worst company in America in 2012 and 2013. I believe it was those years anyway. And as a result, I mean, yeah, we've always had to laugh at EA and everything they do because they just don't care. Oh, EA released Dragon Age Veilguard, for the love of fuck. So I don't know what's going on because their stock price is doing fine at the moment. The stock price is bouncing because of, you know, all the sports releases and all that bollocks. So why they feel the need now? I mean, hell, the CEO is being tipped to take over at Disney. You know, you are a rising star in the world of fucking evil if you are being tipped to be the CEO of Disney. Andrew Wilson is Lucifer's lawyer. Yeah. that's a good one. EA won't follow Nintendo and Xbox with price increase on games. This is a big virtue signal. A big virtue signal. Cringe. EA isn't planning to follow in the footsteps taken by Nintendo and Xbox by increasing the core cost of games at the time being, although that could change. Oh, it could change. So why do we give a fuck then? Why should we give a shit? The Nintendo Switch 2 reveal sent shockwaves through the industry with the reveal that games like Mario Kart World will be slapped with a $79.99 price tag, which was swiftly followed by Microsoft's price hike on everything from consoles to games. Guys, do you know what my advice here is? I'm sure you do know what my advice here is. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you. I'm gonna put on my cringe Bruce because this is cringe. Get a fucking PC. There you go. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement from Will of the Fans for the rights of human beings to have common sense spoken to. Oh, man. Like, EA is trying to say they're not going to raise the prices. To be fair, they are in a precarious position. Okay? A lot of the games that EA sell, are to normies. You are looking at it right here. FIFA, or whatever they call it now. EA Sports FC 26. Fuck's sake, just get the rights to FIFA back. No changes are coming to the current price point for EA titles like Madden 26, FC 26, Battlefield. Do you know why? It's crazy. Do you know why this is happening? I'll tell you. It's real easy. You can get gamers. All right. You can get the gamers to pay through the nose for a Nintendo. You can even get them to pay through the nose for Mario Kart. You might be able to get them to pay through the nose for Zelda games they already own because they're gamers. You know what you're not going to get? You're not going to get Jack down the pub who wants to buy the new FIFA, because they still call it FIFA, walks into a game shop and finds out it is 50% more than it was last year. There's just no way. Guy's going to be like, what the fuck is this? Why are they charging 80 quid for it now? I can't afford that. Fuck this. I'll carry on playing last year. I've met these people. I used to work in games retail. They will not do it. Same goes for Madden and possibly for Battlefield. Normies play these games. Normies are not dedicated gamers. Normies are not going to see this as a justifiable price increase. They're just not. They're not that interested. People who play FIFA do not play the hardcore games. There is very little crossover. Okay, between people who play casual games and people who play hardcore games. You might be able to get hardcore gamers to pay through the nose for hardcore games, but you're never going to get casuals to pay through the nose for casual shit. It's not going to happen. Raging D-Head for $5 says, Will, I love this timeline. I want more crash outs. I want more chaos. Hassan, DSP, Razor Fist, Alyssa, feed me more. Yeah. Agreed. Are we getting more crash outs? I haven't seen Alyssa crash out for a little while. I guess it's been a couple of days. I could check out, see what she's up to. I know she's been reacting to things that have been going on, but I mean, Hassan versus Ethan Klein was fucking hilarious. He got dusted. DSP was a legendary. DSP went nuts the other day. He had this big speech about how he's the king of hate, and that means that he's always taken the hate and turned it into himself. He was acting like he was fucking William Wallace or something. Like, seriously, it was unbelievable. He went completely insane over the fact that he lost 2 Switch 2s to his own fucking greed. There have been some serious crash outs lately. And, of course, Razor Fist. Well, I mean, Razor missed, didn't he? So that's all I can say about that. Razor Fist, man. It's crazy. This is the most crash out era of YouTube I think I've ever seen. I don't know if I'm just new to the drama, or the drama has just surrounded my periphery for the first time, but it seems like between every single person from JDA, Melanie Mac, Razor Fist, Hassan Piker, DSP, RTU, Alyssa Mercante, fucking airbagged, every single person is just fucking felted. Kino Casino must be making so much money right now. It's almost worth starting a drama channel. But thank you. Oh, Raging the Head, thank you very much for that. True North is here. Hello, True North. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Says iDubbbz versus H3 is hilarious and I can't get enough. Yeah, I need to check out with that one. Last thing I saw was H3 going against fucking Hassan Piker and making him look like a complete cretin. Absolute like he just proving that he is a complete himbo and has no idea what he's talking about. The iDubbbz thing is getting crazy too. Creator Clash is looking like it's going down the toilet. It's not happening. It's completely crazy. And I'm here for it as well. Thank you, True North. And James Up. Alyssa was going ape on stream about Toasty today. Really? Do I want to react to that? I guess does mean changing the thumbnail. Have you got a link? Has anyone got a link to that or a clip or anything? I'd love to talk about that. I do so enjoy watching Alyssa crash out. It is fun. And the God of Cuck, of course. And thank you, James Op. Yeah. I haven't checked Alyssa for a while. Was she on Twitch or whatever? Because I don't watch fucking Twitch. Or does she stream on YouTube now? Because that's what I really need to know. I don't know. We'll have a look. Let me see what I can find. Do we have a link? I don't know. Let me know. If you guys can link it to me, then I'll have a look. But I haven't got that much longer for the show. So we're going to have to go ahead and carry on. But yeah, the crash outs are amazing. And if we don't get to it on this show, we'll get to it on WTF Live later. But anyway, in the meantime, here's some images of Xbox's and Asus's new handheld that was leaked. And I just thought it was interesting. It looks weird. It's covered in thumbprints for a start. I don't know why. Whatever. It's called Project Kenan and have been leaked online ahead of the official announcement. First spotted by videocards.com, the images were obtained via official United States FCC certifications. Images of 2 different models were found, which are believed to be the Asus ROG Ally 2 and Xbox's new handheld device in partnership with Asus. At first glance, both devices look fairly identical, but eagle-eyed viewers have noticed that the black version features an X on the top left button, suggesting that it could be our mysterious Project Kenan or Project Kenan. So there's that. Yeah, and indeed there is an X. Yeah, that's true. There is an X on it. Huh. So there you go. Perhaps we are getting the handheld Xbox after all. Interested. Interesting. This is an Asus ROG. All right. I don't know. Either way, what? Typical commie. Alyssa deleted the VOD. Did no one clip it first? Somebody has to have clipped it. Somebody has to have clipped it. Were there a lot of people watching, James? Because if there were, you know, it would have been clipped. It would have been clipped. Somebody's clipped it. It seems that after looking at the images and the comparison between both handheld devices, that this seems to be true. Okay, so interesting anyway. Food for thought. Not enough to really speculate on massively, but I thought you guys might want to check this out and have a look for yourselves. If anyone is more eagle-eyed than I am, there's that. It's also worth pointing out that we have the Xbox Game Pass Wave 1 titles for May 2025 revealed now. We have the Doom the Dark Ages, Revenge of the Salvage Planet, Kulabra and Vermintide. That's pretty cool. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn is here now, guys. Yay! Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. These games are old as fuck. Why are they just on Game Pass now? Vermintide's great, yeah. Vermintide is really good. But there you go. Well, games coming to Xbox Game Pass in May. So here they are. Dredge, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Dungeons of Hinterberg, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, Metal Slug Tactics, Revenge of the Savage Planet, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants Unleashed. I don't know, man. Just play the Cowabunga Collection or Shredder's Revenge. Warhammer Vermintide 2, Doom the Dark Ages, Kulabra and the Souls of Limbo, Firefighting Simulator. I never played that, and Police Simulator. So Doom the Dark Ages is obviously what we're talking about here. Doom the Dark Ages is coming out, and it will be on Game Pass. Just making sure we're all aware of that. Last things I wanted to talk about on this show then. This one I've not had time for, and I'm just really just trying to wrap up lots of stories. And of course, yes, I'm interested in Doom the Dark Ages too. What day is that out? It's not out yet, is it? Because I haven't finished Doom Eternal yet, and I'm going to have to. When is it out? What's the exact date? May 15th. Oh, wow. Only about a week to go. Shit. And there we go. Whoa, buddy. True North. Canadian $100. $100 fucking dollars. My God. My God.
Come here, baby. Let me show something good. Something good. Something good. Something
Every time I watch that clip, every time anyone watches that clip, it just makes us smile. We're just men. We're just normal men, as side scrollers would say. True North for $100 fucking dollars. My God, man. The law was started between Sam Hyde and Anissa's husband back in 2014. Yeah, this is back when I wasn't paying so much attention. So this is actually helpful. Ian made a Kickstarter crap about Sam Hyde's joke where brownies would date, and Ian tried to get it shut down. Sam gave him a strike. Ian never forgot. Ah, you censorious bastard. Ha 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 ha. He never forgot. Why would he ever forget? People on YouTube, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. People just go like, they never forget. The internet never forgets. People will never forget the things that have been done to them. It's true. Grudges go on forever. Oh man, that is actually interesting. Oh, bronies, right? That makes more sense. Yeah. Bronies would date. Dude, fucking hell. iDubbbz is a much more. I used to think he was a complete idiot. I did. I used to think he was just this drippy sort of moron, but he's much cleverer than I thought he was. So there we go. I mean, it's just one of those things, and now it's everything has a knock-on effect. You've got to be careful the things you do, because later they will come back to punt you in the face and just felt your later years on YouTube. It's a dangerous game. I mean, just look at like how many times Smash JT gets reminded of every little fuck up he's ever made, like every investment that went wrong. Imagine if like you had these people who pretend like they're okay with, oh well, I'll let it go. Haha, bitch, I never forgot. You're fucking doomed. It's just, absolutely brilliant. I love it. Thank you very much for the $100. Jesus. Madness. Man, that really does make a big difference. Thank you very much, buddy. And we've done great today. That and James Ops 50. I'm not used to stuff like this. You guys changing my life. Thunderbolts is out, and now it's been renamed to New Avengers. New Avengers? I mean, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. Yeah, Sam Hyde is a dangerous individual. You're not wrong. Thunderbolts falls below initial opening weekend box office predictions, becomes Marvel's lowest summer kickoff ever. This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. Now, we have been seeing this with the MCU for several years now. But the weirdest thing about all of this is the fact that we have a movie here that a lot of people are saying is actually okay. I've seen numerous people, actually, even like geeks and gamers, like those guys were saying, actually, it's pretty good. It's not that bad. It's worth the price of a ticket. I mean, I'll be the judge of that. But the problem is the amount of required reading you need to go through to watch this. To watch this show, you have to have seen Black Widow, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And if you haven't seen all of those, or you checked out because Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for example, was a bunch of virtue signaling crap, then you are not ready for this. The problem is the MCU is done. Even if it wasn't woke, even if it wasn't feminist as fuck, even if the MCU was not a thing, you can't build a film franchise that requires people to have to do required reading. You just can't. You need to make it so that, okay, to understand who these characters are, you have to watch, like maybe a recap on YouTube. That's probably acceptable. Not a recap of 2 movies and a TV show. You're at this point not only kicking people out of your periphery, you're not kicking people out of your fandom, you're making sure that they never come back. So, for example, me, I haven't bothered with the MCU since She-Hulk. Apart from, well, technically Deadpool and Wolverine, but somebody gave me the money to buy the ticket to go see that and review it, so I understand. I went and saw it. One of you guys dropped me the ticket price, and I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was great. I had fun with it. When you actually reflect on it, it's a bunch of bullshit, but it's fun. It's funny, so you don't mind so much. Plus, it didn't require much reading. But everything else, man, I watched half of WandaVision. I never watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. I watched She-Hulk. I reviewed She-Hulk. I hated She-Hulk. I swore off the MCU after that, apart from Deadpool. I never watched Black Widow. I never watched Eternals. I never watched Shang-Chi. I never watched, what's the next one? Can't remember. See what I mean? I never watched the last one. What was the last one they did? Captain America, Captain Falcon, whatever it was. And I haven't seen this. But now people are saying, hey, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But the problem is, you lost my fandom 4 years ago, MCU. So now I have to watch 4 years of shit to catch up. Keep it. Keep it. I don't care. And that's the problem. It turns out the very thing that made the MCU so popular in the first place is now the very thing that is rendering it a high barrier to entry. If you didn't keep up with every single thing the MC did, there is no point trying to catch up now. And that's why it's never coming back. Quite simple. So it can be a good movie. It can be the best movie they've had since Endgame. It doesn't make a difference because people don't care anymore. You had the whole world, and this is something that's really important. Marvel had the whole fucking world eating out of the palm of their hand for 10 years, for 19 movies or 20 movies or 21 movies, whatever the hell it was. They could release a bad movie once a year and one average one and one good one every year, and people would go and see all of them. Do you understand how rare something like that is? You had everybody's goodwill. It was yours to lose, and you lost it. You lost it by becoming virtue signaling, pretentious wankers like Doctor Who. This is exactly how that happens. It's exactly how that happens. So there you go. And then the problem is, you fail to understand just how much of an investment it was to stay abreast of the MCU. You had to go see every movie. You had to watch every TV show. That's before there were a lot of TV shows, of course. You didn't actually have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or stuff like that. You just had to go to the movies once every 3 months. The TV shows actually are one of the biggest things that kick people out. It's like, man, these TV shows are so shit. They're so low budget, and they look fucking terrible, and the acting's awful, and the writing's cancer, and they're woke. They're woke shit, and I'm sick of it. The TV shows murdered the MCU. And now, whenever they do release a massive movie, people don't care anymore. They're like, yeah, I don't care. I've got no time to catch up with the 10 movies and 5 TV shows that I missed. So now it's important to realize here, if you had everyone willing to pay to see even your shitty movies, people would go see. Even the ones that weren't that good made $1 billion. But you got greedy. You wanted to get into people's homes and virtue signal. That 1-2 punch destroyed the MCU. And now, again, you will never get it back because it required people to do something people are very often not willing to do, which is watch every single thing you make. Now there's too much crap and it ain't coming back. But there you go. That's it. I was going to do some GTA 6 news, but I'll save it for tomorrow, guys. We're at 1:58. It's time to go. Some of you will be going to Hypnocast. Some of you will be hanging out waiting for a Smashcast. Some of you will be coming back here in about 4 hours' time for some Expedition 33 with me. And I hope you will, because you guys helped fill the bar. So thank you very much. Smash JT, James Op, Cookie Kaiju for joining the Grift Force, James Op, double time, 3 times actually, and True North and RDH, and once again True North for $100 banger, and James Op for 50. You have no idea, guys. That is That's crazy. I don't even know why the bar isn't reflecting it. It's not, but it should be. Anyway, there we go. We will go right ahead now and end the show. I'll leave you with the outro credits. Appreciate you all watching, and I'll be back again later on in 12 hours time with WTF Live with Ryan and John. We'll be talking about all the stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to get a clip of that Alyssa thing and react to that, because that'll be funny. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other. I'll show you some credits and I'll show you some bubbies, because we got way past the bar. And then I'm out of here. Take care. Bye-bye then.